Welcome in to a Friday edition of the Bruce Hooley Show. Glad to have you along. And I'm sure you've heard the tune, A Time or 10,000, Dueling Banjos. I'm sure you've heard it, right? From the movie Deliverance. And as I was pondering the dueling visits to our southern border yesterday by Donald Trump and by Joe Biden, it struck me that we certainly need deliverance from what's going on our southern border. And we were getting kind of a Dueling Banjos feel. We were getting one view from one side in Brownsville, Texas, where everything looked pretty peaceful and calm, like we don't even have a border crisis. That was the Biden visit. And then we got the Eagle Pass, Texas visit, where that's not the hot spot anymore. But it was still a place where it's more representative of what's going on at the border. So I thought we'd look at the two visits, what the polls say, what we're being told by the two men who most likely will be facing off in November as president. And if you are a Trump supporter, and I would venture to say that most people who listen to this show are much more inclined to vote for Donald Trump than they are for Joe Biden, then you ought to be encouraged by what the polls say, particularly in the swing states that will most likely decide the election. More and more and more, you see that the border immigration is becoming a bigger issue, bigger than the economy even, which that says something, right? Because unless you're really, really wealthy, you've been hit hard by the 18% across the board increase in prices on average under Joe Biden. Everybody's been hit hard by that. Whether it's your fast food at lunch, whether it's a dozen eggs, whether it's a gallon of orange juice, milk, whatever it is, you've been hit hard by it. So the states that the last time decided the election, and really decided it in 2016, Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, what are they thinking in those states? Is immigration as big a deal in those states? According to this poll, which I'm looking at, that comes, why can't I find the source of the poll? Bloomberg, here we go, Bloomberg News. 60% of respondents in Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, 60% say Joe Biden and the Democrats are, quote, very responsible or somewhat responsible for the mass influx of migrants crossing the U.S.-Mexico border. The same poll found swing state voters blaming Donald Trump's administration and congressional Republicans for the border crisis by far less margins. Now, that's what we're being told by Joe Biden. That's what we're being told by Alejandro Mayorkas, that it's Donald Trump's problem, that this is something that Donald Trump created, and that there's nothing Joe Biden can do to fix it, that he needs authority supposedly given to him by the last bipartisan border bill that Senate Republicans wouldn't pass because Donald Trump told them not to pass it. It was interesting yesterday when Biden was stumbling and bumbling around and holding on to a rather large border guard so he didn't trip and fall on the uneven terrain there in Brownsville. Biden implored Trump to help him shut down the border. Well, that's interesting, since Joe Biden signed 94 executive orders on his first week, I'll say week, maybe it wasn't his first day, but his first week in office, to undo all the things that Trump did on the border. Now, what did Trump do on the border? Well, we had remain in Mexico, where if you wanted asylum, you had to remain in Mexico. You could apply, but you had to remain in Mexico until your hearing. That's no longer in effect. We had a policy where, you were detained. Now we have a policy, catch and release. We'll catch you if you come across, but then we'll release you into the country. Oh, wait, there's no need for you to hang out here on the border. Why don't we just send you to Boston or Florida or someplace else? By the way, we'll fly you. Here's a gift card. Enjoy your trip. Welcome to the United States of America. When's my hearing? Oh, it's 5 years from now. What if I don't come? Don't tell anyone, but there'll be no consequences. We won't come looking for you. That's catch and release. That's a Biden policy. And oh, by the way, yes, of course, Donald Trump did build like a couple 100 miles of border wall. He said he was going to build it all. He didn't. He should have. That's a big failure of the Trump administration because he had the Senate and he had the House and he had the will of the people behind him, and he didn't do it. But it was interesting yesterday, Biden saying, I need Trump to help me close the border. No, you actually don't need Donald Trump to help you close the border. And we had to go back into the Wayback Machine, back to 2021, because now the Biden administration that they're being blamed for it, and I just gave you the poll results, showing you that in swing states, this could very well decide the election. This could very well be what gets Donald Trump re-elected president of the United States this fall. Is this border situation and situations like, not necessarily numbers. The numbers are stark. Under Trump, 1.7 million border crossings in 4 years. Under Biden so far, 7.3 million border crossings. Is it outrageous to anticipate that if Joe Biden and Kamala Harris get reelected, Kamala Harris will become president at some point, because there's no way Joe Biden lasts 5 more years. Is it outrageous to think that the 7.3 million, and that's the most conservative estimate, the 7.3 million illegal aliens he's allowed across the border could balloon to as many as 20 million. 20 million illegal immigrants. It's already broken the city of Denver. It's breaking the city of Phoenix. Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, will tell you it's broken New York City. We've got a bunch of military-age men coming across the border from all kinds of countries, none of which are friendly to ours. The clock is ticking toward expiration. We just don't know how much time is left on the next domestic terrorist attack that will absolutely 100% be organized, as well as the Hamas attack on Israel on October the 7th. It may be people from the Middle East. It may be Hamas related. It may be China related. It may be Russia related. I don't know who will mastermind it, but I have no doubt that it will absolutely positively happen. And the Biden administration is running from that. They're hiding from that. We need authority. We need money. We need this. We need that. Because we're close to an election and they've got to reposition the truth in their Dueling Banjos exchange with Donald Trump, who yesterday told a very different story from Eagle Pass, Texas. But as I said, we went into the Wayback Machine and I found this cut from Alejandro Mayorkas in 2021. He's the border czar, right? He's the guy who's in charge of the border. Early on in your presidency, the way this works is you brag about what you're doing. Late in your presidency, when what you have done doesn't work or when people hate it, you lie about what you've done. We're in the lying phase now, so we have to go into the Wayback Machine to find out what Alejandro Mayorkas said when he was much more comfortable with the fact that he didn't face the accountability of a presidential election year, and he could be very, very candid about what he was doing. Here he is in 2021 talking about the Biden border strategy and what the Biden administration did with the Trump policies on the border that it inherited. We have rescinded so many Trump border policies that it would take so much time to list them. We have rescinded them. We have eliminated them. We have ended them. We have totally changed them. He admitted it in 2021. He's not going to admit it now. He's going to tell you now the border's secure, or he's going to tell you they're doing everything they can do. How many different iterations of Democratic lies can we have? Border secure. We're doing everything we can do. But he told you right there. We have rescinded so many Trump border policies, we can't even account for all of them. That's why Donald Trump yesterday, when he was speaking, referred to the border situation right now as a Biden border invasion. And it is an invasion. The numbers are stark, but the numbers, as stark as they are, don't tell the story as powerfully as when you can put a face to the number. And that is what is happening today with the funeral for the 22-year-old Georgia nursing student, Laken Riley. She was murdered by an illegal immigrant by all accounts. By all accounts, she was murdered by an illegal immigrant who was twice in the custody of New York authorities, and he did what the guys did who beat the New York cops. He beat it out of town as soon as he could. He ended up in Athens, Georgia, and for what appears to be just sport, he murdered this beautiful young girl who was out doing what carefree college students do when they don't have a class, is they go outside, they take a jog, they enjoy the day. She ended up dead because of Joe Biden's border policies.
This afternoon, high today 53, rain and drizzle tonight, low 42. It'll be cloudy tomorrow. High tomorrow is 55. Warmer Sunday, some clouds and sun, high 64. And then clouds and sun again on Monday. An even warmer day, the high 73. Showers on Tuesday morning, otherwise clouds and warm. High Tuesday at 65. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
To my newborn baby boy, the day you arrived was one of the happiest days of my life. Right up there with the day I bought my RV from that guy on the internet and insured it with Progressive. This one, son, I'll always be here for you. And right here, I'm in the middle of absolutely nowhere, in my RV. Protect your baby with an RV policy from Progressive. Take as little as 4 minutes to see what you could save at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Relief Factor, pain relief, it's natural. Pain relief that works, and pain relief that attacks the source of the pain. That's the experience of tens of thousands of Americans who are taking Relief Factor right now. See their incredible video endorsements at ReliefFactor.com, and then order your 3-week quick starter pack for just $19.95. That's less than $1 a day. Find out if it can work for you like it works for me by ordering your 3-week quick starter pack today. ReliefFactor.com, ReliefFactor.com. Be the next success story.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6745. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6745. That's 800-575-6745. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Wednesday, March 20th at the Lazy Chameleon in Powell. Mike Gallagher, Bruce Hooley, Jack Windsor, and special guests live on stage. All together, food, drink, meet and greet, and Q&A. Tickets are limited for this VIP event, sponsored in part by Adult and Teen Challenge Ohio. Details and tickets available now at 989theanswer.com.
Who are the people that serve part-time in the Ohio Army National Guard? We are your neighbors, co-workers, and friends. We are your sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters. We are the people you see in your community every day. While we serve part-time, we're learning valuable life and job skills that we can use in our civilian careers. We get up to 100% of our tuition paid for at state colleges, so we can have an even better future. We are proud to serve both our country and our home state. Through every storm, every flood, every emergency that hits home here in Ohio, we are ready to respond and help our fellow Ohioans recover. We are every city, every small town, and every community. We are your Ohio Army National Guard. Learn more about part-time service with the Ohio Army National Guard at nationalguard.com/OH. Sponsored by the Ohio Army National Guard, aired by the Ohio Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Hey, Jack Windsor will be joining us at noon today, and I hope you will join me in becoming a member of riverbendranchsteaks.com. Best steaks you'll ever eat. That is, I know, a bold statement, but it's an actual true statement. because here's what I can guarantee you. If you become a subscriber monthly or every other month to riverbendranchsteaks.com/Bruce Hooley, that's the website. Go fill it out. Decide whether you want a shipment of steaks every month or every other month. Do other services give you that every other month option? Don't think so. Do other services guarantee you that the steak you're getting was born, raised, processed, flashed, frozen, aged to perfection, and shipped right to your door with no outside influence? Do they guarantee you that it's no hormones, no antibiotics ever? Do they guarantee you that it's USDA choice or prime? Nothing below that on the USDA scale. They do not. So what are you waiting for? Check it all out by going to riverbendranchsteaks.com/Bruce Hooley, riverbendranchsteaks.com/Bruce Hooley. Courage and cowardice on display today with two funerals that will command the headlines. Courage in Moscow, where Alexei Navalny, the opponent of Vladimir Putin, is being laid to rest. His funeral is today. Hundreds of people gathered outside the church in Moscow where it is being held. That church is taking a risk of its own holding the funeral of Alexei Navalny, as several churches were not agreeable to holding the service. Why not? Because the Kremlin warned people against congregating. There is no freedom of assembly in Russia. And they said unauthorized mass gatherings are violations of Russian law. Nevertheless, hundreds gathered outside Navalny's funeral, and they were chanting, "You were not afraid, we are not afraid." Let's hope they do not meet the same fate as Alexei Navalny, who was most likely poisoned by Vladimir Putin. And the reason why it's taken so long for them to have his funeral is because the belief is that he was poisoned with nerve gas, and that it takes a while for the vestiges of that nerve gas to work their way out of the body to a point where they cannot be detected. So Navalny laid to rest today, and he, like other Vladimir Putin opponents, have a unique way of dying at a very young age, or dying accidentally by being shot in the head while jumping out of an airplane. The courage in Moscow, betrayed by the cowardice of Joe Biden, who to this point, even though he went to the border yesterday, has not mentioned the name of Georgia college student Laken Riley. She is having her funeral today. I've seen videos online on Twitter, not on CNN, not on MSNBC, not on a major news site. I've seen lots of video of how many hundreds of people are at her funeral. Joe Biden can't even bother to mention her name because, of course, it destroys his narrative and the narrative of Democrats. This is the mayor of Athens, Georgia, earlier in the week, when he was shouted down, before he was shouted down, making the case that you don't dare make assumptions about immigration and crime, even though we have a dead college co-ed and we have an illegal alien in custody. How dare you make the connection between the two? Here was the Athens mayor. His name is Kelly Gertz.
That the two are not connected.
Does it? Does the data demonstrate that the two are not connected? Well, in this case, they're certainly connected because she's dead and the guy who is under arrest is an illegal immigrant. So it's an interesting denial of facts, and I don't think this helps Democrats at all. I really don't. I don't think the average American voter, now you can be such a partisan that you, and this is how much of a partisan you'd have to be, but this is what you're doing. If you're some Democrat who says, well, you know, immigration, border, dead college student, they don't have anything to do with each other. Somebody else would have killed her jogging if not for this guy. That's the case you're making. You're devaluing her life to the point where she doesn't matter enough to you. The pain of her parents doesn't matter enough to you. The pain of the people who loved her, knew her, were impacted by her doesn't mean enough to you that you will move off your partisan horse and say, yeah, in this case, we had this guy in custody, and maybe it would have been a good idea for New York Mayor Eric Adams to be able to have turned him over to immigration and customs enforcement. By the way, Adams now has understood loudly and clearly from his New York City Council that his desire to turn criminals, and this guy was a criminal, he was arrested twice in New York City. Adams said, we need to be able to turn these people over to ICE. How's that going to play with the New York City Council president? Now, I would think making your cities more safe would not be going backwards. That's me. I'm crazy. I'm a safety guy. Kelly Gertz, the mayor of Athens, where the girls murdered. First murder in 30 years. That's the other thing they tell. Well, it's the first murder in 30 years. By the way, that doesn't help make your case. If you haven't had a murder for 30 years, and now you have your first murder in 30 years, and it's committed by all accounts an illegal alien, maybe you could have gotten to 31 years without the illegal alien. Maybe you're not making a very good case that the illegal alien has nothing to do with it when the murder of the college student, by your own admission, is a clear outlier. And his arrest connects him to it. But is it an isolated incident? ICE has arrested nearly 300 convicted sex predators among illegal immigrants detained. Doesn't count gotaways, because how would we know? Washington, D.C. in February, an illegal alien shot 3 police officers. In California, an illegal immigrant convicted of felony DUI remained in the country, where he then killed an 8-year-old boy while speeding in his BMW after consuming alcohol. He was released from prison after 16 months and was then arrested for 2 more DUIs. In both cases, both California authorities released him on bail and refused to cooperate with ICE. The boy's father said he 100% would be alive today if the government had deported this alien. Sunday, 14-year-old girl, Kenner, Louisiana, raped by an illegal alien. So it's not an isolated incident. It's not at all an isolated incident, and them telling you that it is just a flat, utter lie, as Donald Trump made clear yesterday. Yeah, not very friendly to us. But remember where this all started. Alejandro Mayorkas, rare moment of hubris. 2021, first year of Joe Biden's presidency. Yeah, it does take a lot of time. 94 policies to be exact. I wonder how long it'd take us to read the names of all the illegal aliens who've been arrested for criminal offenses.
With SRN News, Thomas Thomason. The police presence was heavy in Moscow today as relatives and supporters of the late Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny attended his funeral, laid to rest in a Moscow cemetery. A police officer and a court worker fatally shot and trying to serve an eviction notice at a home in Independence, Missouri. With Texas Governor Greg Abbott by his side, former President Trump has paid a visit to the border town of Eagle Pass, Texas, a town overwhelmed by a flood of illegal immigrants and deadly drugs. President Biden stopped in Brownsville, Texas. Situation there far less severe thanks to state efforts to secure the border. A phoned-in threat prompted a 2-hour lockdown at the Maryland State House in Annapolis yesterday. Turned out to be unfounded. The all clear sounded around 7 p.m. On Wall Street, the Dow is 8 points higher. The Nasdaq up 108 points. More details at srnnews.com.
To avoid digital threats, turn on NordVPN. It's trusted by millions of users. Just visit NordVPN.com. One of the fastest VPNs on Earth will block web trackers, malicious websites,
Why are white rural voters a threat to democracy? Joining us now, professor of political science at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, Tom Schouler, and journalist and opinion writer Paul Waldman. Their new book, out tomorrow, is entitled White Rural Rage, the Threat to American Democracy. And Tom, we'll start with you. Why are white rural voters a threat to democracy at this point? You would think, as we pointed out, looking at Joe Biden's background and Donald Trump's, that the opposite would be true.
I mean, we lay out the fourfold interconnected threat that white rural voters pose to the country. First of all, and we show 30 polls and national studies to demonstrate this. So we provide the receipts in Chapter 6. They're the most racist, xenophobic, anti-immigrant, anti-gay geodemographic group in the country.
Well, we'll start with you. Why are white rural voters? And Tom, we'll start with you.
UN or IR.
From breaking news and weather across the country to insight from the brightest minds and conservative opinion, it's Salem News Channel, home to the biggest shows on TV, like Hugh Hewitt weekdays at 6 a.m. Eastern, followed by Mike Gallagher at 9. Join SNC, where facts are sacred, critical thinking is celebrated, and the pursuit of truth is unwavering. Watch Salem News Channel free, now on Zumo Play. Learn more at snc.tv/Zumo.
Hey, it's Bruce Hooley, and as you know, Mike Lindell is Mr. Sleep. Mike Lindell has all the products that'll help you get a better night's sleep. He's got a real passion to help you get the best sleep of your life. And after he invented the world's best pillow, MyPillow, he created the famous Giza Dream bed sheets. They are the best sheets you will ever sleep on. I know I have them. And now the best night's sleep got even better. For a limited time, you'll get a queen size set of Giza Dream sheets for $59.98. King size $69.98. That's the lowest price in history. Mike and the MyPillow employees continue to be canceled by big box stores and attacked by the media. So they appreciate all your great support during these times, and they want to thank you by giving you the best specials on all their MyPillow products. To get those prices, go to mypillow.com and plug in my promo code Bruce. Shocking. Get the famous Giza Dream Sheets. Queen, $59.98. King, $69.98. You'll also get 60% off the original My Slippers. So go to mypillow.com and use the promo code Bruce. That's mypillow.com, and the promo code is Bruce.
He's the voice of a new generation, willing to fight for what's right in the greatest country ever conceived. He's Charlie Kirk, and you can hear him weekdays from 5 to 7 on your station for news, opinion, and passion. 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Well, I was in a beautiful, beautiful condominium yesterday in Bridge Park in Dublin. And, shocking. It's doing great. Bridge Park is doing great, even without a $100 million bike path. You know what else the property owner there was doing great about? Getting a discount on the carpeting that I'm going to be putting into that condo. Yes, soft step carpet. We have all the major brands. We have Anderson, we have Shaw, you name it, we got it. And they were shocked when they heard the price. And they were shocked that they heard we could get it installed in less than a month. You can have the same in your home. You can contact me, brucehooley@gmail.com. I'll come, I'll measure your space. Do you want luxury vinyl plank that looks like wood or tile? Do you want beautiful carpet? However you want it, we can do it. We will do it better. We will do it faster. We will do it more efficiently than any competition out there. I can explain to you why. Reach out to me and tell me what you'd like to have measured and how we can help you at Soft Step Carpet in Plain City, just down from Costco. Call, leave a message for me, 873-0001, Soft Step Carpet in Plain City. So I don't really consider myself a lucky person. I don't know that I really believe in luck. I consider myself a blessed person, but Hunter Biden's a lucky guy. He's a really, really super lucky guy. I mean, not only did he win the genetic lottery and being born a Biden, and we all know from Joe Biden that nobody bleeps with a Biden, right? But Hunter Biden made a really big mistake. At least that's what he told Congress yesterday in his closed-door deposition, when understandably, one of the people questioning him wanted to know about the WhatsApp message that he sent to a Chinese business partner named Henry Zhao on July 30th, 2017. You remember the famous WhatsApp message, right? Here it is. I'm sitting here with my father, and we would like to understand why the commitment, $5 million, made has not been fulfilled. Tell the director But I would like to resolve this now before it gets out of hand. And now means tonight. And Z, well, they were on first letter basis. Z, if I get a call or a text from anyone involved in this other than you, Zhang, or the chairman, I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father. Wow, that's a pretty intimidating text to get from somebody who at that time would be the son of the former vice president of the United States, and perhaps, and certainly has come true, much to my chagrin, future president of the United States. So Hunter Biden was asked to explain that. And he said that he sent that WhatsApp message to the wrong Zhao. Now, what are the odds that in your phone you have two guys named Zhao? Like it's not like Smith or Jones, or maybe it is in China, I don't know. But that struck me as odd, first of all, that he would have another guy in his phone named Zhao that he could send the wrong WhatsApp message to. And he then explained, when they asked him, well, it still seems like an intimidating message, like you're leveraging your father and you're here today to tell us your father was not involved in your business dealings. Why would this guy care if you're sitting there with your father, unless your father was involved in your business dealings? Well, Hunter had an answer for that too. He said he was high or drunk. Man, you really know you're addicted when you can't remember whether you were high or drunk. When I said I was sitting here with my father and that he is now embarrassed by the message, he said his father was not sitting next to him. Wait a second. Wait a second. You mean a sex addict, a guy who violates federal gun laws, is not trustworthy? I can't trust, when you can't trust Hunter Biden and the veracity of his WhatsApp messages. What is this world coming to? But wait, remember, I said he was lucky. Even though he texted, WhatsApped, however you say it, the wrong Zhao, the $5 million payment showed up within the next week anyway. Wow. Wrong. I've made a few calls to wrong numbers in my life. In the aftermath of none of them has anyone ever sent me $5 million. I'm not lucky. Hunter Biden, lucky man. He sends the WhatsApp message to the wrong Zhao, and the $5 million shows up anyway. How about that? Wow. That's pretty crazy. And what happened to the $5 million? Well, a couple of days after, the wrong Zhao sent $5 million to Hunter Biden by mistake. A new company named Hudson West III was officially formed with, it's probably a coincidence, $5 million in capital. Hunter, however, contributed no capital to the new venture, although he owned 50% of the new company. I told you he was lucky. He got the wrong Zhao to send him $5 million, and he didn't put a penny of it into the new company, but he still owned half the new company. That's a lucky dude. That's a very, 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 very lucky dude. And if you dare question it, you are going to be imperiling the health of Joe Biden by questioning the honesty of his son, and you might send the son back spiraling down into the throes of addiction. That is what we're being told by Hunter Biden's attorney, Abby Lowell, is that all this scrutiny by the House GOP Oversight Committee is highly stressful to Hunter Biden, and that he's battling as hard as he can. After all, he was addicted to just about everything, except honesty and truth. And that if Hunter Biden spirals back down into addiction, that will affect Joe Biden. And that if something bad happens to Joe Biden, then it'll be, of course, because Republicans pounced. Here's Martha McCallum on Fox with Noah Rothman of National Review, reflecting on this emotional blackmail that the Biden family loves to engage in, predating, by the way, all this funny business with the Chinese business.
No.
Yes, it is. It is a very good emotional blackmail effort. And that has been, and why would they stop? Why would they stop? Let's go back to October of 2020. We got a presidential election coming. It was early in the morning. And I remember this day vividly. I remember hearing, hey, there's a New York Post story that says, idiot, drug addict, sex addict, federal gun law violator Hunter Biden took a laptop to a Delaware repair shop and he left it there. And Rudy Giuliani and other conservatives have a copy of the hard drive, and it lays out all of Hunter Biden's illicit business deals with his father and all the money that they got between the two of them and Joe Biden, Jim Biden, Hunter Biden's uncle, Joe Biden's brother. We were told, first of all, the story got blocked, couldn't be circulated. New York Post was blocked from Twitter for like a couple weeks. Story couldn't be retweeted or recirculated on Facebook. I tried, couldn't do it. Twitter, you got a message, just can't do it. It was before Musk owned it. And we were told that was a lie, right? It was totally a lie. 51 former intelligence officials, Joe Biden at a debate. No, the only guy that's made any money from China is Donald Trump. I haven't made a cent. Don't know anything about my son's business dealings. Don't know anything about it. If you wonder why they play emotional blackmail, it's because we now know the very outlets that fought that story so ardently and tried to keep it quiet and then tried to tell you it was a lie. They've all confirmed that it's true. They've all confirmed it was Hunter Biden's laptop. No funny business, no plants, and the pictures were real. The emails are real. The bank statements are real. CNN doesn't dispute that. The Washington Post doesn't dispute that. The New York Times doesn't dispute that. And Joe Biden's the president anyway, and they don't hold him accountable for it. So why would the Bidens not continue to play the emotional blackmail game? It's made them very rich. It's gotten them to the highest seats of power in this country, and it has absolved them from all accountability. Why would they stop running the same play? The play's working. They've got co-conspirators in the media and entertainment and at the highest levels of influence in the United States who have allowed that play to work. So why would they stop using it? They won't. They won't stop using it. That's why you're hearing the third round of Russia collusion on Trump. And why Hunter Biden can say, oh, I sent the text to the wrong guy. And the money showed up anyway. Wow.
Cloudy skies this afternoon, a passing shower. High today, 53. Rain and drizzle tonight, low 42. It'll be cloudy tomorrow. High tomorrow at 55. Warmer Sunday, some clouds and sun, high 64. And then clouds and sun again on Monday. An even warmer day, the high 73. Showers on Tuesday morning, otherwise clouds and warm. High Tuesday at 65. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
Beginning Monday, March 4th at 5 p.m. Tune in to The Windsor Report with Jack Windsor, Central Ohio's top drive show on politics, policies, and personalities shaping it statewide and across America. Then Saturday mornings from 6 to 8, it's The Windsor Review, a replay of the best of the week's shows. And The Windsor Review with Jack Windsor, beginning Monday, March 4th, on your station for news, opinion, and passion. 98.9 FM, The Answer.
The new FedNow system is paving the way for the digital dollar, grants the government unprecedented access to your financial transactions. This isn't just an invasion of privacy, it's a direct assault on your liberty and hard-earned money. It's another reason why I recommend physical gold IRAs from the Birch Gold Group. I'm Lance Walnut. I'm a news analyst and a podcaster with nearly 25 million downloads to people just like you who cherish their financial independence. A precious metals IRA can help you avoid the scrutiny of Big Brother while also preserving your retirement savings through almost anything, including economic crashes, political instability, and even hyperinflation. To find out more,
you would think, as we pointed out, democracy at this point, you would think, and Tom, we'll start with you.
info kit and see how a gold IRA can help you. Text FAITH to 989898. Remember, there's no strings attached. Text FAITH to the number 989898 right now, and I pray you're blessed with continued prosperity.
Bad decisions limit future options. Make enough bad decisions, and you will destroy your life. Listen to The Flock Line with your host Rick Hughes every Sunday morning at 8 here on The Answer. Flock Line describes a main line of resistance in your soul built on God's Word. Join us every Sunday for 30 minutes of inspiration, motivation, education, all without manipulation. That's The Flock Line with Rick Hughes, Sunday mornings at 8, right here on 98.9 FM. The Answer.
Pure Talk believes in American values and that free should mean exactly that, free. Switch to Pure Talk today and get a free Samsung 5G smartphone. No 4-line requirement, no activation fees, just a Samsung that's built to last with a rugged screen, quick charging battery, and top-tier data security. Qualifying plans start at just $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, 15 gigs of data, and mobile hotspot too. Pure Talk will connect you to the most dependable 5G network in America for half the price of Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. The average family of 4 saves almost $1,000 a year. Let Pure Talk's expert U.S. customer service team help you make the switch today. Just grab your phone, dial pound 250, and say keyword Mike Gallagher, and claim your eligibility for your free brand new Samsung 5G smartphone and start saving on wireless today. Again, from your phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword Mike Gallagher, and make the switch to my cell phone company, Pure Talk.
Headmaster Hall here from Dublin Classical Academy. At Dublin Classical Academy, we have the tuition-free solution to relieve concerns about the current public education system. Dublin Classical Academy is the first Hillsdale College-supported tuition-free school in Central Ohio. It's a content-rich, classical liberal arts education that includes instruction on moral character and civic virtue. Visit dublinclassical.com for more on how to enroll your child for free at Dublin Classical Academy. Dublin Classical Academy, classical education, tuition.
Hey, you just heard Mike Gallagher a commercial or so ago, and that is the Mike Gallagher who will be with me, Jack Windsor, at the Lazy Chameleon in Powell on March the 20th. We had some confusion. Somebody asked me, are you having the Speaker of the House, Mike Gallagher? No, we're having the talk show host, Mike Gallagher. Now, somebody else emailed me yesterday and said, how's that going to work? You and Gallagher in the same location, where Gallagher is like the chief engineer on the Trump train, and you are like a grudging passenger on the Trump train. And I said, well, I don't know. You have to buy a ticket and show up. Now, you missed your opportunity to get discount tickets, but we still have tickets available, 989theanswer.com. What do you get for your ticket? Well, you get to get in the door, which you won't get in the door without a ticket. And then you get an appetizer, maybe more than one if you're, surreptitious in line, a buffet-style dinner, dessert, a complimentary drink ticket, and the live show. Maybe between Mike Gallagher and I, as we debate Trump and his suitability for the ticket and whether he'll beat Joe Biden, maybe it'll deteriorate into a food fight. Who knows? You don't want to miss it. Be there, March 20th. Jack Windsor, Bruce Hooley, Mike Gallagher, Lazy Chameleon. Get your tickets online, 989theanswer.com. That would be something if it deteriorated into a food fight on March the 20th, but it will not. No, we will be civil, but we'll have disagreement. That's the thing about Republicans and Democrats. And one of the reasons why the House is a train wreck is because you've got your whack jobs, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Nancy Mace, who ran Kevin McCarthy off, and they'll eventually run off Mike Gallagher too. But they're committed to their ideas, and they are passionate about arguing for their ideas. Democrats, you think AOC and Nancy Pelosi would have a peaceful lunch together? No, of course not. But when Pelosi was Speaker of the House, every Democrat fell in line because ultimately they don't have adherence to nuanced positions. They are fully committed to their one overriding ideology, and that's dictated to them from the top down. So I don't dread appearing on a stage with Mike Gallagher. I'm looking forward to it. I like Mike. Mike's been very nice to me, very good to me, very kind to me during my time away from work. And I don't begrudge him in his more ardent support of Donald Trump than my support of Donald Trump. I think ultimately both of us want Joe Biden out of the White House. Mike's allowed to believe that Donald Trump's best equipped to do that. I'm allowed to believe that there were several other people who are best equipped to do that. I do believe Donald Trump can beat Joe Biden if Donald Trump can do what Donald Trump has struggled to do, which is stay disciplined and make the campaign about Biden and Biden's policies, not about Trump's old arguments. And I'm not saying they're not authentic arguments. The Democrats did fudge with the election results. They did tamper with the voting process. They did introduce myriad ways to cheat in the 2020 presidential election. Do I have the proof that they did? No, I don't have the proof that they did. But do I know that they incorporated many ways for cheating to occur? Yes, of course. I'll cite chief among them, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, allowing ballots to be counted after the state law stipulated date when ballots had to be received in order to be counted. That is irrefutable. No Democrat can refute that because it is a fact. It is a fact. Okay? So that's what we deal in on our side of the aisle. We deal in facts. We don't deal in emotions. We don't deal in ideologies and zealotry and unfounded accusations. That's the exclusive purview of the Democratic Party. Which brings me to a soundbite from Morning Joe. And there's a new book coming out, White Rural Rage, The Threat to American Democracy. Oh boy, I can't wait to hear what the authors have to say. How about you? Oh boy, polls. Yay.
Most likely to say the president should.
Oh, okay. I gotta stop that. I should go back through that point by point. I mean, this is maybe we should propose a law. They're trying to propose a law in California that they put governors on cars and they can't go beyond a certain speed, which would be disastrous. Maybe we should propose a law that Democrats can't drive at all, anywhere, because to say that idiotic, stupid stuff that moron just spouted, you got to be blind to believe it. You have to be blind to believe it. Republicans are the most racist. Like, hello? Like, Republicans are into meritocracy. It is DEI ideology that is racist, because DEI ideology says there's inequity in pick a profession. The only way we can fix the inequity is not to give everyone an equal opportunity. It is to advantage people who are, pick a protected class, LGBTQ, or pick, we got to advantage women, or we got to advantage blacks or Asians or whatever. We have to stack the deck, put our foot on the scale, fuzzy up the process in order to help people who, on their own merits, couldn't get the job. That is by definition racist. So he's wrong right there. Anti-immigrant. We're not anti-immigrant. We're anti-illegal immigrant. A big difference. Big difference. Okay? Conspiracy theories. Oh, COVID. They deny COVID. I mean, dude, when you've lost, when you've been exposed, when you're naked in your stupidity on an issue like you are on COVID and vaccines, like, just give up. Give up. Like, do you ever, I always say the left never holds a victory party. They also never admit they've lost or are wrong. Like, you were wrong on COVID. Like, give it up. Okay? Those of us who didn't get vaccinated, who developed natural immunity, we don't worry about myocarditis. You know, I've had doctors tell me, because I spent a lot of time in doctors' offices. Do you know how many doctors I've dealt with over the past 5 months since finding out I've had brain cancer who have said to me, you didn't get vaccinated, did you? Every single one, including my primary care, who when the vaccine first came out said, well, you got to get vaccinated. You're in a high-risk group. And I'm like, no, I don't. I've had COVID and I have natural immunity, or I'll take my chances. Because funny thing about Bruce Hooley, if you're going to absolve the people who are shooting me up with a vaccine of legal liability, I wonder, why are you doing that? And he has since said, you know, you really made a smart move there, not getting vaccinated. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So every premise this, I hadn't heard that videotape. Or that audio tape. I had not heard that. And then the white nationalist stuff. Like, does he have any idea, like, what the religious mindset of our founders was? We were founded as a Christian nation that had tolerance and acceptance for all faiths. This whole thing, like, Christians are the danger to America. Yeah, because, you know, Christians, you know what they're about. The fruits of the Holy Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, gentleness, understanding. You let those get out of control, and we're really in trouble as a nation. I'm glad Jack Windsor is going to be hosting a program starting Monday here on The Answer. We'll talk to Jack about it next on the Bruce Hooley Show.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplement, changing the one life at a time.
We're in the last days. We're talking about evil being good and good being evil. Unbelievable. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I really hope you have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and say a prayer for our country. Say a prayer for our president. I know he knows the truth. He's captured by evil. Say a prayer for our president. Say a prayer for Trump. He needs to be saved too. He's just not as completely evil as Biden, but he's lost. That's a real tragedy on both counts. With that,